The stories every couple should read at least once in their lifetime. For each person, love has its own color, scent, and flavor. It might simply be a quiet afternoon spent watching the world go by with someone you care about. Love doesn't require perfection. What truly matters is appreciation, understanding, and the feeling of being deeply loved. 1. A $1 love. Jim worked at a tourist resort. Every day before work, his elderly neighbor, Mr. Jack, would hand him a $5 bill and ask him to buy a $4 bag of coffee from a specific cafe at the resort. This routine went on for years. Jack, in return, mowed Jim's lawn as a small token of gratitude. Over time, the cafe owner, Mrs. Elena, grew familiar with Jim and always prepared his order along with $1 in change. One day, Jim curiously asked, "Coffee lasts a long time. Why do you only buy one bag a day?" Mr. Jack smiled and replied, "Because just one bag a day is enough. It's perfect this way." There were times when Jim, in a rush, bought coffee from other shops. Strangely, Mr. Jack could always tell it wasn't from the usual cafe, even if it was the same brand. Eventually, Mr. Jack's health declined, but he still looked forward to his daily coffee, his eyes lighting up each time he handed over the carefully folded $5 bill. One day, Jim returned with the coffee to find Mr. Jack bedridden. Weekly, Jack took the familiar $1 change with both hands, cherishing it deeply. "Do you know why I always insisted on that cafe?" Jack asked with a faint smile. "The woman who runs it, Elena, was the love of my life. Her parents disapproved of me because I was poor, so we were forced apart. Life moved on. I married, had children, and after my wife passed away, I learned that Elena was working at that cafe. I didn't want to disturb her life, so I just watched from afar and sent my greeting each day through a bag of coffee." Did you ever forget her? No. Back then, we had a secret signal. A $1 bill folded into a triangle, sent through the mail as a way of saying, "I'm okay." That's why I always fold my $5 bill. And if you noticed, she always folded the change the same way. We never met again, but every day we knew the other was still there. Then Jack whispered, "When I'm gone, please continue buying the coffee for me. Under my bed, there's a box of triangle-folded bills ready for you." After Jack's funeral, Jim found another box, this time filled with beautifully wrapped coffee bags and $1 bills folded into triangles. Mrs. Elena had passed away from illness 6 months prior, and she, too, had prepared everything to keep their ritual going. 2. Love, wealth, and success. One morning, a woman stepped outside her home and saw 3 old men with white beards sitting on a bench. Being kind-hearted, she said, "I don't know who you are, but you must be hungry. Please come inside and have something to eat." "Is your husband home?" one of them asked. "No, he's at work," she replied. "Then we cannot come in." Later that evening, when her husband returned, he was intrigued. He asked his wife to invite the men back inside. When she did, the men responded, "We cannot all come in together," one said. "You must choose. I am love. The man next to me is wealth, and the other is success. You and your husband may choose only one of us to enter." She returned and told her husband. Delighted, he said, "Let's invite wealth. We could use more money." But the wife disagreed. "No, let's choose success. Imagine the power and respect." As they debated, their daughter spoke up from the corner. "Why not invite love? Our home will be filled with warmth and happiness." They decided to follow her advice and invited love in. To their surprise, all 3 men stood up and followed. "I thought only love was allowed to enter. Why are the others coming too?" the wife asked. The old men smiled. "If you had chosen wealth or success, only that one would have entered. But since you chose love, wherever love goes, wealth and success follow." Stop 3. The secret called SHMILY. My grandparents were married for over 50 years. Every day, they played a simple, secret game. One of them would write SHMILY in a hidden spot, and the other would try to find it. They wrote it on steamed mirrors, window panes, or the last page of a notepad. Sometimes my grandmother would flip through dozens of scraps just to find that one lovingly scribbled word. It was everywhere, in little notes in the most unexpected corners of the house. No one knew exactly when or how the game started, but SHMILY became their silent language of love. Even when my grandmother fell ill with cancer and could no longer move, the game continued. The day she passed away, a pink ribbon lay beside her bed with SHMILY written in yellow crayon. After the funeral, when everyone had gone, my grandfather stood beside her and sang to her through tears. a quiet, trembling voice that told of a love everlasting. Curious and emotional, I finally asked him what SHMILY meant. With gentle eyes, he said, "It means see how much I love you." Nếu bạn muốn mình biên tập thành sách nhỏ, bài blog hoặc bài đăng mạng xã hội với hình ảnh minh họa hoặc caption gợi cảm xúc, mình rất sẵn lòng hỗ trợ thêm.